Pause your current task and consider your dinner from yesterday evening. If you used a microwave for reheating, you likely introduced harmful substances into your food without knowing it. This isn't a vague future danger, it is a verifiable chemical influx that new studies show directly impacts the maturing mind. Seniors face higher risks due to physiological shifts occurring after age 60. Today, we analyze 7 distinct items that undergo molecular changes when microwaved. Some are obvious, most are surprising, and 3 are probably in your pantry right now. The resulting chemical blends have complex names, but experts tracking Alzheimer's, memory loss, and brain swelling understand them intimately. After 60, your liver's filtration efficiency drops by about 30 to 40%. Your brain's protective barrier also becomes significantly more porous. Consequently, toxins your system once handled easily can now build up where they do extreme harm. I am Dr. LANA Mitchell, and this platform focuses on delivering the latest scientific data on aging, presented simply without confusing terms or sales pitches. We release weekly content designed specifically for those over 60, so if you haven't followed us yet, do so now to stay updated. Now let's examine these 7 items. The initial one will truly shock you because it isn't actually an ingredient. It's the vessel. Specifically, any meal you microwave inside plastic tubs or under plastic film. Countless seniors warm up leftovers in the same plastic units used for chilling. It feels practical, but here is the invisible reality of that heating cycle. Most plastic kitchenware, even labeled microwave safe, contains chemical additives like bisphenol A or BPA plus a category called phthalates. At room temps, these elements stay mostly fixed within the plastic. The second heat hits, they start leaking directly into your meal. Higher heat means more leakage. A 2022 report in the journal Environmental Science and Technology discovered that microwaving in plastic vessels shed detectable microplastics and chemical runoff into meals within moments of warming. Here is why your brain is specifically affected. BPA acts as a hormone disruptor, meaning it blocks signal pathways throughout your body and your head. Research from health scientists at the University of Rochester linked BPA levels in adults over 60 to a measurable drop in logic and short-term memory, not simple lapses. Real functional declines proven via cognitive exams. The fix is nearly free. Move food to glass or clay dishes before heating. A standard glass bowl from any store works fine. That one habit handles 3 of the 7 points on this list instantly. Next, we move to number 2, involving something many seniors eat for speed and ease: processed meats, franks, deli cuts, pre-cooked strips, links. When these items are microwaved, a chemical shift occurs that most people are never warned about. Processed meats use additives called nitrites and nitrates. At cool temperatures or low heat, these stay mostly inert. But high microwave energy sparks a reaction that changes nitrites into a group called nitrosamines. And nitrosamines are among the most researched brain-damaging and cancer-linked compounds in modern nutrition study. A 2021 study in the journal Neurotoxicology found that long-term nitrosamine intake was notably linked to memory center damage in aging brains. The hippocampus is the vital area for creating new memories. This same link has led some experts to study nitrosamine intake as a factor in the progression of Alzheimer's because these compounds block insulin signals in brain cells similarly to late-stage decline. If you consume processed meats, warm them on a stove at low settings instead of microwaving. The cooler process greatly minimizes nitrosamine growth. Also consider how frequently they appear in your diet. I want to stop and ask you a question before we continue. How many of these first 2 habits were part of your daily life? Post a comment with your age and which ones you were doing. I ask because the trends from viewers here help me determine what to research next, and your feedback really helps. We are only at 2 and 5 more remain. Number 5 is something a huge number of seniors consume every single morning, and the chemical shift it causes in microwaves is a top-tier topic regarding brain swelling in scientific papers, so keep watching. Number 3 involves foam packaging, carry-out boxes, instant soup cups, or foam bowls. Foam is polystyrene and it leaks a chemical called styrene when heated, especially with the moist heat a microwave emits. The National Toxicology Program labels styrene as a likely human carcinogen, but beyond cancer, styrene is a proven nerve toxin. Workplace studies from the National Institutes of Health show that adults with high styrene levels show drops in memory, color sight, and speed. These are the exact mental skills that fade first in people over 60. Data shows clear styrene leakage into food starts within 60 seconds of microwave use in foam containers. If you are warming last night's takeout in that foam box, you are likely eating styrene with your dinner. Switch to glass every time. Number 4 surprises almost every senior I talk to because it involves a supposed health food. Dark greens, specifically spinach, chard, kale, and beet tops. These plants are packed with natural nitrates, which usually help heart health. But things change after cooking and storage. When cooked greens sit in a fridge, enzyme actions over 24 to 48 hours flip nitrates into free nitrites. When those high nitrite levels hit microwave heat, the same nitrosamine reaction we saw with processed meats kicks off. A 2020 paper in Food Chemistry found that warmed spinach had much higher nitrosamine levels than spinach cooked and eaten fresh. The point isn't to quit eating spinach. These plants are vital for brain protection when handled right. The tip is to eat them immediately after cooking, not store them for days, then microwave them. If you must reheat, use a pan with water on low for a minute instead. Consider a patient I'll name Margaret. She was 71, a sharp retired teacher, but over 2 years, she struggled finding words and names she had known forever. Her diet seemed perfect, plenty of plants, no sugar. But when we mapped her daily routine, I saw she was warming big bowls of spinach and kale in the microwave daily, and using the same plastic tub she had owned for years. After moving to glass and changing her heating methods, she saw a big boost in clarity within 8 weeks. Food changes aren't a cure for memory loss, and many things cause word struggles. But for Margaret, removing steady chemical contact made a visible difference. Number 5, the one I noted before. It involves cooking oil and explains why oily leftovers might be risky for your brain. When oils are heated, especially seed oils like corn, soy, and sunflower, they go through lipid oxidation. This creates toxic waste called aldehydes. The most studied is 4-hydroxynonenal or HNE. Multiple brain studies, including work in redox biology, found HNE in much higher levels in Alzheimer's brains than in healthy ones. HNE sticks to brain proteins and starts a cycle of swelling that experts believe speeds up brain aging. Here is the big issue. When you take food cooked in oil, keep it overnight, then microwave it. You create a second wave of aldehydes on top of the first. The microwave's intense heat makes this much worse than a stove. The fix has 2 steps. For daily cooking, use extra virgin olive oil. Its fat structure is more heat-hardy than seed oils, and it has antioxidants that fight aldehyde growth. When warming oily food, use low stove heat briefly rather than the microwave. Number 6 goes back to plastic, but it needs its own spot because this scenario speeds up leakage at a scary rate. Tomatoes and acidic items stored or warmed in plastic. Sauce, soup, salsa, chili, or pasta. These are standard leftovers. They are also very acidic, and acid greatly speeds up BPA leaking from plastic tubs. Tests from safety labs and the FDA show that acidic meals can pull 4 to 7 times more BPA from plastic than neutral foods under heat. If you have been warming tomato soup or sauce in plastic, you have likely been getting a massive dose of BPA every time. Tell me below if you do this. I want to see how common this is among our senior viewers because it is a hidden source of chemical contact. Finally, we reach number 7. This impacts millions of seniors who use it for ease and because it is marketed as a healthy, portioned option. Frozen meals warmed in their plastic trays, dinners, instant soups, or pre-made meals. These are built for microwaves, giving a false sense of safety. But most retail frozen meals use multi-layered plastic trays not meant to stay stable at the high temps microwaves reach. A 2023 study found that microwaving these trays leaked hundreds of different plastic chemicals into food at levels higher than old safety rules assumed. Experts noted that seniors with slower metabolism face higher risks of this buildup than younger people. The fix doesn't mean quitting frozen meals, though fresh is better long term. The fast fix is easy. Put the frozen food into a glass or ceramic bowl before heating. It takes 30 seconds. When possible, buy frozen meals in paper trays rather than plastic, as they are becoming common and safer. Consider Harold. He was 68 when his wife saw him repeating stories and forgetting friends' names. Tests were unclear. When we checked his lifestyle, we saw Harold ate a frozen lunch every day, heated in the tray, for years. His family also used old scratched plastic tubs for leftovers. We couldn't prove a direct cause. That isn't how science works. But after switching to glass storage and stopping tray heating, his wife said his memory lapses dropped over 3 months. That fits what we know about lowering BPA and phthalates. Here's your plan for this week. First, go to your kitchen and toss every plastic tub you use for heating. Get glass tubs with glass or silicone lids. A set at a big store costs $15 to $30. This fixes points 1, 6, and 7 at once. Second, when you get takeout, move it to glass immediately before chilling or warming. Never microwave foam, even for a moment. Third, if you eat processed meats, do it once a week max and use a stove on low. This cuts nitrosamines without losing food you like. Fourth, for greens like spinach or kale, eat them within 2 hours of cooking. If you must reheat, use a pan with water on low for a minute. Don't store them for days and microwave. Fifth, use extra virgin olive oil as your main fat. It is more stable and cuts aldehydes during heating. Sixth, stop warming frozen meals in plastic trays. Move them to glass first. Buy paper-based trays when you can. Before making big diet shifts, talk to your doctor, especially if you have heart issues, diabetes, or use blood thinners. These are general facts from research, not a medical script. If your memory is getting worse, see a professional fast as many things cause decline. Today's data shows brain health after 60 isn't just about ingredients. It is about storage and heating. The chemicals we saw, BPA, phthalates, nitrosamines, styrene, and aldehydes, are real threats with known ways they hurt the brain. The steps to stop them are very easy. I want your input. Post switching to glass if you are starting this week, and share your age and how many of these habits you had. If a friend does this, post sharing because this info really matters. If this helped, please follow us so you stay informed. Next week, we look at a mineral that 60% of seniors lack. New data links this gap to the brain's nightly cleaning cycle, the system your brain uses during sleep to clear out Alzheimer's-linked proteins. Don't miss it. I'm Dr. LANA Mitchell. Thanks for caring for your brain.